Chapter 16. Mr. Park's shiny old Buick slowed down as it passed Sara. She waved at Mr. and Mrs. Park, and they smiled and waved back. Sara remembered her father's comments about their elderly neighbors. "Those old geezers are just alike. They even seem to look alike," her mother had added. Sara pondered. "They are very much alike." Sara thought back over the time she had known these neighbors. "They are both as neat as a button," her mother had noticed right from the beginning. Mr. Park's car was always the shiniest in town. "He must wash it every day," Sara's father had groaned, not appreciating the contrast that Mr. Park's always clean car struck with his own usually dirty one. Mr. Park's summer lawn and gardens were always trimmed and planted to perfection, and Mrs. Park was every bit as tidy as her husband. Sara didn't have much opportunity to be inside their house, but on the rare occasion that she had run an errand for her mother that had taken her inside, Sara was always impressed with the house. Always tidy and clean, never even one thing out of place. The law of attraction," Sara concluded. Sara's brother Jason and his rambunctious friend Billy sped by Sara on their bicycles, each coming as close to Sara as possible without actually bumping her. "Hey, Sara! Better watch where you're going," Jason chided. Sara could hear them laughing as they raced down the road. "Brats!" Sara thought, as she reclaimed her place back on the roadway, irritated that she had scrambled to get out of their way. "They were made for each other," Sara grumbled. "They take such delight in making trouble." Sara stopped dead in her tracks. "Birds of a feather!" Sara brightened. "They are birds of a feather! This is a law of attraction!" And everyone and everything in the universe is affected by it. Sara remembered Solomon's words. The next day, Sara spent as much time as possible looking for evidence of the law of attraction. "It's everywhere," Sara concluded, as she observed adults, children, and teenagers moving about her town. Sara stopped at Hoyt's store, a sort of general store right in the middle of town, and only slightly out of Sara's way to school. She bought a new eraser to replace the one someone had borrowed yesterday and had not returned, and a candy bar to eat after lunch. Sara had always liked coming into this store. It always felt good. The store was owned by 3 cheerful men who were always ready and willing to play with whoever walked into the store, It was always a very busy place, since it was the only grocery store in town. But even when the line was long, these three men managed to joke and kid with anyone who was willing to play along. "How's it going, kid?" The taller of the three whipped at Sara. His enthusiasm startled Sara a bit. They had never played much with Sara, which had always suited Sara just fine, but today they clearly intended to make Sara part of their fun. "It's going fine," Sara replied boldly. "Well, that's what I like to hear. Which are you going to eat first? The candy bar or the eraser?" "I thought I'd eat the candy bar first. I'll save the eraser for dessert." Sara grinned back at him. Mr. Hoyt laughed hard. Sara had truly taken him off guard with her quick humor. Sara's clever reply had surprised Sara too. "Well, you have a good day, sweetheart. Keep having fun." Sara felt wonderful as she walked back out onto Main Street. Birds of a feather, Sara pondered. The law of attraction. It's everywhere. "What a beautiful day!" Sara appreciated, just leaning back, looking upward at the bright sky on this exceptionally warm winter day. The usually frozen streets and sidewalks were shining wet, and streams of water were trickling across Sara's path, forming little puddles here and there. "Baroom!" Jason and Billy yelled in unison as they whizzed past Sara, riding their bicycles as fast and as close to her as they could without bumping into Sara. Dirty water splashed up Sara's legs. "Monsters!" Sara yelled, dripping with muddy water and seething with anger. "This just doesn't make sense. I've got to ask Solomon about this." Her wet clothes dried, and most of the muddy marks were brushed away. But by the end of the day, Sara was still confused and angry. She was mad at Jason. But then, there wasn't anything new in that. Sara felt angry at Solomon too, and at the law of attraction, and birds of a feather, and at mean people. In fact, Sara was pretty much mad at everybody. As always, Solomon was perched on this post, waiting patiently for Sara's visit. "You seem unusually excited today, Sara. What is it you would like to talk about?" "Solomon," Sara blurted. "Something is really wrong with this law of attraction thing." Sara waited, expecting Solomon to correct her. "Go on, Sara." "Well, you said that the law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. And Jason and Billy are really rotten, Solomon. They spend all day mostly looking for ways to make other people feel bad. Sarah paused a bit, still expecting Solomon to interrupt. Go on. Well, Solomon, I'm not rotten. I mean, I don't splash mud on people or bump them with my bicycle. I don't trap or kill little animals or let the air out of people's tires. So, how come Jason and Billy keep flocking with me? We aren't birds of a feather, Solomon. We are different. Do you think that Jason and Billy are truly rotten, Sarah? Yes, Solomon, I do. They are rascals. I'll agree with you there. Solomon nodded. But they are pretty much like everyone and everything in the universe. They have that which is wanted and the lack of it, all mixed in together. Have you ever noticed your brother doing something nice? Well, yes, I guess, but hardly ever. Sarah stammered. I'd have to think about that. But Solomon, I still don't get it. Why do they keep bothering me? I don't bother them. Well, Sarah, this is the way it works. In every moment, you have the option of looking at something that you want, or at the lack of it. When you are looking at something you want, just by observing it, you begin to vibrate as it is. You become the same as it is, Sarah. Do you understand? You mean that just by watching someone who is rotten, I'm rotten too? Well, not exactly, but you are beginning to understand. Imagine a light board about the size of your bed. A light board? Yes, Sarah. A board with thousands of little lights, like little Christmas tree lights, protruding up from the board. A sea of lights, thousands of them, and you are one of these lights. When you give your attention to something, just by giving it your attention, your light on the board lights up, and in that moment, every other light on the board that is in vibrational harmony with your light lights up too. And those lights represent your world. Those are the people and experiences that you now have vibrational access to. Think about it, Sarah. Of all the people you know, who does your brother Jason tease and harass the most? Sarah answered instantly. Me, Solomon. He's always bothering me. And of all the people you know, who do you think is most bothered by Jason's teasing? Who do you think lights their light board in vibrational harmony with these rascals, Sarah? Sarah laughed, now beginning to understand. It's me, Solomon. I am most bothered. I keep lightening my light board by watching Jason and getting mad at him. So you see, Sarah, as you see something you do not like and you notice it and push against it and think about it, you light your light board. And then you get more of that. Often you are vibrating there even when Jason is nowhere around. But just remembering the last thing that happened when he was around. The nice thing about all of this, Sarah, is this. You can always tell by the way you are feeling what you are achieving vibrational harmony with. What do you mean? Whenever you are happy, whenever you are feeling appreciation, whenever you are noticing the positive aspects of someone or something, you are vibrating in harmony with what you do want. But whenever you feel angry or fearful, whenever you feel guilty or disappointed, you are, in that very moment, achieving harmony with what you don't want. Every single time, Solomon? Yes, every time. You can always trust the way you feel. It's your guidance system. Ponder this, Sarah, in the next few days. As you are observing those around you, pay particular attention to the way you are feeling. Show yourself, Sarah, what you are achieving vibrational harmony with. Okay, Solomon, I'll try. But this is pretty tricky, you know. This may take a lot of practice. Agreed. It's nice that there are so many others around you to give you an opportunity to practice. Have fun with this. And with that, Solomon was up and away. Easy for you to say, Solomon, Sarah thought. You get to choose who you spend time with. You are not stuck in school with Lynn and Tommy. You don't have to live with Jason. Then, as clearly as if Solomon was sitting right there, speaking directly into Sarah's ears, she heard. When your happiness depends on what somebody else does or does not do, you are trapped because you cannot control what they think or what they do. You will discover a true revelation of freedom beyond your wildest dreams when you discover that your joy does not depend on anyone else. Your joy only depends on what you choose to give attention to.